everyone, and welcome to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. My name is Adam Sykes, the founder of SwiftCase, the professional productivity platform. And today I've got with me
Craig McCarthy, development manager at SwiftCase.
So we'd be a developer at SwiftCase.
And today we're going to be talking about productivity and how music influences that, and whether different types of music or having no music or shared music even in your working environment helps you to be more productive, and what our views are on whether we believe it or not.
I think I do. I mean, I've done my own personal testing, I suppose, and I've found I am well more productive with music going on. I think particularly music that's familiar to me, really, because I listen to a lot of like rock and metal stuff, really, which traditionally you wouldn't associate with being productive or calming or anything like that. I suppose you'd typically associate classic or kind of like maybe stuff without lyrics as being
that's why evidence always seems to suggest.
Yeah. But evidence does suggest as well that if you're aware of the song and like you kind of know the song, the lyrics don't tend to interrupt you too much.
All right, yeah. Are people really even listening to the lyrics that carefully anyway? Because
no.
So many people misremember, or I mean, my sister-in-law, like we always
Kiss this guy.
Kiss this guy. You'd think it was something that bad. It's worse.
There's a name for this called egg something.
Oh yeah, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole website with misheard lyrics.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
And this one was, she listened to Papa Don't Preach by Madonna, and she thought it was Yummy Dog's Meat. Right, so she literally would go around singing
Yummy Dog's Meat.
Yeah. I'm in love with you. Yeah, Yummy Dog's Meat. I'm in love with you. So, obviously.
Sorry.
Yeah.
How's that even the thing? Does anyone think that that's the?
I've done it. I've noticed. I'm like, when I start to think, do I actually know what the lyrics are? I don't. I probably on top of it as I sing.
You might think that they were like actually made like logical sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
If she doesn't watch this.
She won't be watching this. Yeah, like one of my friends thought that the Smashing Pumpkins song "Bullet with Butterfly Wings." I don't know if that's on. Do you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice lyric. My friend thought it was "Spine on my radio." I'm just a rat in a cage. Right? So you have to.
He does
hopefully he'll see
for
this.
his nose.
He does, doesn't he? Billy Corgan. Yeah. But he still liked that song. He still enjoyed that song. So how much of the lyrical content is important to most people?
Well, I listen to a lot of Rammstein and like
other
foreign bands.
Yeah.
Where like I know some German, but I don't know enough to know it. Like I'm not fluent enough to translate it on the fly. But I still listen to it. It's still got lyrics, but I don't know exactly what they're always saying.
And maybe in your case, it might be better not knowing. There might be a better value.
Sometimes you translate some songs and you're like, actually in English, that's
it's awful.
It's awful lyrics. But it sounds good.
Yeah.
But
but
I do agree with you about that, about the lyrics, and like they always say, listen to classical music. I actually tried the classical music, and I just found, because I don't normally listen to classical music, it's more distracting.
Interesting.
But I'm terrible because I like such an eclectic mix of music, and I just put things on shuffle because I can never decide. Sometimes I find that's an issue, that if there's a song that comes on that I don't like at this moment,
disrupted
it's disrupted because I'm skipping it. So that's one thing. I think you do need to have a consistent.
We found a perfect playlist, haven't we?
You do have to have a curated playlist.
That's what I used to do. I was really guilty of that in the past, where I'd waste like 15 minutes because I'd be like, oh, I like that song. Do you know what? I'm going to make a quick playlist on that. And by the time you finish putting it together, you're like, oh, what the hell? What have I done here? I've made this playlist, but I haven't actually done what I wanted to do. This was supposed to encourage me to get stuff done.
Yeah.
But I haven't done
Craig's
it.
proactive playlist.
And
procrastination.
then tomorrow, I've changed me mind again.
Yeah, I think we've hit a sweet spot now, though. We found a Spotify playlist that's like, how many songs is it? Like 800 songs.
Well, we listen to it like we don't. We used to listen to it with our headphones on, but we found that it encourages. Because we found in our particular office in Liverpool, we've all got very similar music tastes, really, which is quite beneficial because we're not kind of stepping on people's toes and people don't feel the need to go, oh, do you know what, I'll listen to this, but I don't necessarily work best under this. We've come to an agreement that we all kind of like this, so we're happy listening to it. We've got this great playlist now, haven't we? Which you know, has been curated for us based on what we've seen and stuff.
It's taken a little while, but I think it was a good journey to get on, to kind of hear new things, different things. Because I've, you know, heard a lot of stuff that Craig's played. Thought, oh, actually, you know, I wouldn't usually give this a chance, but now that it's repeated on me, it's starting to get its hooks in. You know,
it's a good social thing, isn't
exactly.
it? Really?
And that element should be at work. I think there's a tired. Maybe this is one of the things we could have done in the other podcast with antiquated business strategies, is that people shouldn't be talking at work. They should all be just getting on and working.
Oh yeah.
And like, but in terms of a productive, happy employee, having those moments, the water cooler moments and the discussions about whatever, they're quite peppy, and they give you a bit of a fillip.
Yeah. Well, it's like your bond, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but I just found it's nice to have that, and then go back to work re-energized because you've had like an interesting tete-a-tete.
Also, if you're not talking as well, and you are all just cracking on, like you're getting on with the work, it's quite nice to just have the atmosphere in the room rather than like the silence. Well, that's what I found.
And we'd communicate much better. If we all had our headphones on, it would be like, oh, sorry, you know, like, I don't know, I'm probably really
we have that here though, because in the Hoylake office we're very much more into headphones. So I think I don't know, I put my headphones on because then when I've got my headphones on, it means I'm working. You know, try not to. That's like more like I don't want to be spoken to as much. So it's kind of a signifier that I've got my headphones on now, I'm just cracking on. Whereas when I haven't got my headphones on, you know, the doors open.
And I think that's why
people kind of know that then.
It works in both ways, doesn't it, really? Because there wouldn't be anything stopping us from just popping our headphones on and then just...
I do like the idea though, because I work in both offices, so I come over to the Liverpool office and there's one here, and I do like the music being on, and sometimes I ask the people here, do you want to have music on? And they're like, not really. I don't know whether we've got like a much more varied music taste in this office. And like, I suppose if I don't know,
that's one of the...
someone could join your office that didn't like your music.
Exactly,
But Angela listens to her music, and we never even batted an eyelid.
She does, and also
does she feel isolated by not listening to your music? Someone could. I'm not saying she does, but you know, someone could feel isolated. I know we had someone who used to work for us who went to another job who we kept in touch with, and like the place they went to, they had like this rigid playlist.
And he complained about Motorhead being played at 9 o'clock in the morning on Monday, and he was like, I can't be dealing with this. But yeah, it was a whole thing, and that's the
like
problem.
An enforced playlist that you must listen to this music.
But I think that's the huge advantage of our industry, though, and I suppose, you know, the kind of the environment that we built up here is that you can listen to music while you work, and I think it's so good because it means that first of all, you can do something that you enjoy, listen to something that you enjoy. I've found sort of like my new favourite bands just by listening to like a discovery playlist at work. I don't know, I think it's been really productive, to be honest.
I think it is, because like you said, it nothing else, even if we take away the music making you more productive, and like, you know, like we'll come on to that in a second, but just the fact of it being a nice working environment makes it more productive. Having a shared thing with your colleagues makes you more productive because you get to know each other better, your barriers are broken down. If you're new and you're like, oh, I like this music as well, we talk about this music, breaks down barriers and people get to know each other better. And like
your methods of communication, it can be more, when you sort of like know more about something, you're more comfortable with potential conflict, you're more comfortable with revealing things, your opinion, because if you've revealed your opinion about music, then that's just unshackled you a little bit more about revealing your opinion about work or that person's work or your own work. Just something
exactly.
Like it's
so even without it actually having a psychological effect on the individual, that in itself is making you more productive, isn't it? But I agree. I mean, I find like having music on that I definitely recognise rather than new music is sometimes, you know, is fine. But I mean, I do find that there are different types of beats that make you more productive, but it also depends on what you're doing. Sometimes if I'm writing an article, I prefer different music to that than if I'm programming.
I find
and need to think more in a different way. I need to think creatively.
Yeah, if words are a thing though, I find that it can be quite difficult to just have music talking at you sort of thing, because you're writing but then it's like someone speaking to you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're doing a repetitive task, that just needs to be just work, really. Work that needs to be done. What better way to get that done by just putting a few tracks that you love on, and then just.
It feels like you've gained time.
Exactly, because you're doing something that you enjoy, even though what you're doing might be quite a slog. Really,
it's like you might have different music on if you're working out to when you're doing something else. And if you're relaxing, you might have different music to a workout or whatever.
Just don't get into the habit of spending hours to put those playlists together for those particular activities.
You need to just use I'm still like I've got my songs on my computer. I don't really use Spotify. I've never really, mainly because like
the music.
Never have any bands I like on Spotify.
It's getting
I'm
a
too
lot
obscure
better
for this
platform.
I'm
sure they got Rammstein.
All this mass market.
They didn't at first.
Rammstein's one of my most well-known bands. So most of the stuff I like is like pretty obscure. So it never has anything I want on. So I do still have to have my own sort of tracks on my computer locally, but I have to just stick to hopefully the genre's been picked up, or even like if you get something that can track the beats per minute, and like you can say play me songs with this.
You kind of miss out on that now. That's another interesting point, I suppose, about technology and music and the way things work. I used to be incredibly OCD about the ID3 tags. Yeah. I mean, if they didn't have the genres on and things like that.
She was terrible. I just whack them all in and put it on shuffle. She was like, no, putting everyone
even
in
down to like the album covers and stuff. It had to be there. And again, that was it's probably wasted about 2 years of my life.
I've got some tracks that are named completely different band because one time a while ago I thought, I'll re-index all my tracks with this software, and it's meant to be equivalent of like Shazam, but like bulk Shazam. I just renamed them as completely different bands. But like they're still on there. I don't care. I know what the song is. I like the song. I don't need the words to say the same. But it like really reminds me of my wife. The songs like they're not got
I know how
titles,
she feels.
So she just uses Spotify now. So
there was a period with iTunes where they had this cover flow thing, which I thought was going to change everything. Do you know?
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
And
it looked awesome.
But then it's just gone, hasn't it? Or I don't know if it has just gone, but it never really. People just don't care. I don't think
it was emulating, wasn't it? Like the idea of
flipping through your albums.
Like you're on your vinyls on the shelf.
I thought it solved that browsing problem we talked about earlier, where you're browsing on the scrolling. I thought, that's the way it's going to be, and it's just gone. It's just not taken up at all.
No. Like I said, I just bang it on shuffle and that's
I think most people.
I've got headphones where you can just kind of swipe on the headphone on like the ear. It's got like touch gestures on the ear. No, on the actual headphone you can swipe.
Oh, nice.
You can swipe on the headphone to go back and forth.
Oh, that's really cool.
Go left and right.
So just looks like you're swatting flies.
And up and down does the volume.
That is really cool.
So I think the Sony headphones are really.
There you go. That's a gadget you can have.
As a gadget next time. But they're really good, and the noise cancelling, that's quite useful, just having noise cancelling headphones so you can't hear the ambient noise, even if apparently white noise is meant to be good for concentration as well. If you don't fancy music, there's other options like some nice rolling waves or some white noise or something. Yeah,
it's amazing for my sleep, deep sleep. I can't get deep sleep now really without some kind of white noise.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
So
kids.
I think if I was
noise cancelling on the kids,
if it was just silence, I think the sound of me typing on the keyboard would be really
you become really sensitive. Like if we don't have music on, I'm like, is my stomach going?
Exactly.
House clips too loud.
Oh no, Alkis, if you're watching this, stop pressing return so hard. He absolutely slammed, doesn't he? He's like at the end, he goes poof.
We used to have
definitively
one guy who used to like bang on the desk like
drums. To the music with his headphones.
So I suppose that's a disadvantage actually.
And then start singing along.
See, that's not good for the office.
No.
And I don't like radio. I don't know. That's what like a lot of offices and like.
I agree.
It's because the news comes on and the news is really disruptive.
I don't like the radio. I just find it. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think that makes you more productive. That's a fact. Radio doesn't make you more productive because it just
it's trying to grab your attention.
It's designed to grab your attention.
Well,
it's got adverts. It's got competitions. It's got interactivity. Whereas like music's like almost like you lose time, don't you? You could be listening to an album and like an hour's gone by and you look up and you're like exactly. It's gone. Whereas that never happens with radio. Radio makes the day seem longer, doesn't it?
Well, that makes your life seem longer, so maybe that's the benefit.
But you've listened to radio,
I know,
especially rubbish radio.
Maybe that's one for next time.
Yeah.
Room 404. Which
Room
radio
404,
stations?
Which
need to go
radio
into?
stations?
Which
Radio 1.
radio presenters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already got Danny Baker going, haven't we? So
Yeah.
he's in
Let's see how
404.
many more we can get rid of. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed today's SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. If you've got any comments about music and productivity, on which bands make you more productive, in fact, we might do a blog about which are top 10 productive playlists, perhaps,
Brilliant.
I think so, yeah.
for each of us. I've got. I find it very hard with all the genres that I like. I'll have to do genre-based ones just to be a bit OCD on this.
Maybe with some suggestions on what you could be doing based on this playlist as well.
That's a good idea, yeah. So we'll maybe produce some of them in one of our blogs, but drop your comments below about music that makes you productive and what you think about music and productivity, and we'll join you in the conversation down there.
And we're listening to you on social media at SwiftCase UK.
Seamless again.
And don't forget to check out our blog and some of the other stuff that we do as well at swiftcase.co.uk.
And don't forget to subscribe to get more content in this series.
Yeah, and click the little bell to get notified of our episodes on Mondays and Fridays. And thank you for listening to the SwiftCase Productivity Podcast. And we'll see you again next time.
Mm-hmm.